This is the worst part. You know what's funny? Twitch is always the one that gives us the most trouble. It's like the slowest of them all. And then like it immediately as soon as you connect, it's like wait, who?
It knows we're about to talk about Amazon.
Yeah.
Those are their overlords.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Twitch is a preemie.
Twitch is. Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, you know what? Actually, I wanted to tell you guys this because the way they're treating people, right? I've decided, especially after that god awful PR stunt. You guys saw that on Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
I decided I'm gonna start showing some goddamn solidarity with the Amazon workers. So from now on, I'm only pissing in bottles. Yeah, but because I love
I'm
Howard
pissing on the
Hughes.
wall.
You pissed on a wall? Nah,
I'm gonna piss on the wall, the entire wall.
just all over the walls.
All over the floor and walls, and sometimes the ceiling.
See, I also though I have to confess something too. I actually really admire Howard Hughes, so in honor of Howard Hughes, I'm gonna save the bottles.
Free the bottles.
Free the bottles.
I mean, really, it's like you're going to work, and first thing in the morning, you see a bunch of piss bottles. You're like, God damn it!
Well, that's my usual wake-up site.
That is.
Although, to be fair, it has been that site for years now. So
yeah,
I guess
you can tell. You can tell how hard of a night shift had though, because you can tell by how concentrated the urine is. You know, you can literally see immediately how many water breaks that they had.
That is not a bag of chocolate.
That's not missing. And Cenk, you said you always see bottles of piss when you wake up?
Yeah. I mean, I've been seeing that for years. Is that not the normal state of things?
Well, it just means that when I signed you up back in 2008 for bottleofpissaday.com, apparently the service is still running.
Oh.
Oh
shit!
shit!
Me up for Guillotines R Us.
Yeah.
You guys are still subbed to that? That's me. That was one of my early projects. That's I was wondering why I still had to do those 2 fucking bottles every day. God damn it!
Yeah.
You guys unsubscribe to that shit. That's a pain in the ass.
I'm sorry.
Locally sourced artisanal pee.
I'm coming up with a competitor.
I get fucking artistic with it. I mean, that's true. I mean,
this is the primo shits. Take that weak shit everywhere else.
Yeah. I just love that we live in a world where it's actually like it's politically relevant to be talking about fucking urine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Every couple.
Who said anything about fucking that urine?
About every 2 or 3 years, it seems like it comes right back to piss.
Sir, answer the question. Did they or did they not piss in that bottle?
Oh my god, dude, Twitch took us down. No, we don't know what's wrong. We're talking about Amazon and the piss bottles, and they're like, "Well, no,
Whoa, guys.
gotta pay
Whoa, guys.
Whoa,
Fair enough. You know,
I guess
defending their turf. You know,
defending their turfs.
We're really fucking Rocco's Basilisk, man.
Yeah, fuck.
We're gonna be so fucked in that fucking simulated hell.
So how long until we're made Twitch partners?
The Facebook's still running, right? Amazon hasn't bought them yet, yeah?
Right, yeah. Thank God for our overlord, the bug-eyed Mark Zuckerberg.
This video brought to you by P.
The letter and the liquid.
I was so fucking mad when I saw the DoorDash ad with Sesame Street. They fucking defiled it.
Oh, that is one of the most offensive and sacrilegious things ever.
I haven't seen that shit yet. That sounds gross.
Hey, they got a black Sesame Street puppet, and the chicks is thirsting after him. I kid you not.
That sounds right.
Just like, ooh, Sesame Street Daddy, come here.
Can you say Jungle Fever? Jungle Fever.
Somebody hide Zoe.
And today's episode is brought to you by letter T for turning that ass out on the street. And with that, I think we've just about offended everybody. So I guess there's really not much left to say, is there, guys?
No. No. End the show. End it. Cut it down.
Cut this shit. All right.
Hold
we're
on,
good.
we gotta piss the tankies off, which is to say we should apologize to sex workers real quick.
Sorry, sex
So,
workers.
Sorry.
Oh, we're
that's,
gonna
how, that's how you piss the tankies off. Is you just be like even a little bit nice to sex workers.
Sex
Ladies
workers
and
are
gentlemen.
people. And there go the tankies. All right.
We're gonna
Ladies and
stop
gentlemen,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, he brought up sex work. That means it's gonna be a long day.
All
We'll see you guys in like 6 hours.
We're gonna stop right in the middle of the glorious revolution that is totally happening right now and going so well, and thank a bunch of sex workers.
Thank you.
Just waste all the time.
Thank you, sex workers, for doing
Hey.
the sexy work of
Hey,
sex.
nobody can do what you do, hoes. We love you.
Well, I wouldn't call them hoes.
I love hoes though.
I
Ew.
Yeah, with their heads like in the guillotine, like ready to be sliced open. Bill Gates. They're going to be allowed final words, and Bill Gates is just going to ask, "Well, what are you going to do about sex work?" And then fucking as everybody is arguing, as the entire leftist Red Army is arguing, he's going to fucking slip away because they won't be able to shut the fuck up about that subject. It'll be great.
It's time to use those black foreskins for what I intended them for. My
He's gonna-
human snake suit, Slither.
Yeah, he's used him to make like a foreskin around his neck so he can pull his head out of a guillotine. That was his plan the whole time.
Yes.
He's like, I know the guillotine's coming. I'm gonna need some kind of like skin to slip away.
Would that be an 8 skin or a 16 skin?
32 skin.
32 skin.
Mhm.
Fuck yeah. God.
All right. Well, we've officially scared off the audience for this episode, so I guess with that said, welcome to the Sons of Trier live stream. I'm your host with the least, the Jewish Feast, the Beast from the East, the second son of Trier, Dan Cohen, and I'm joined by John Sinclair,
The human yarmulke clip.
and I'm joined by Cenk Engels,
Self-hating capitalist back for another round.
and I'm joined by EattheRich.
That's the artist formerly known as EattheRich. I'm just a symbol now.
My apologies. And that symbol is 4 L's arranged in a very funny tilted pattern, correct?
Yes.
No,
It's quite artistic.
Very artistic. Very straight lines too. Very
Very rigid. Yeah.
very rigid.
It's not just
Like
the regular
mandibles.
one. It's not just the regular one, it's that dope one they did at CPAC. It's
Yep.
that like Nordic one.
That super Nordic one. And the guy who knows that is my other co-host, the True Horror.
I other than for 5 seconds at the beginning of this broadcast, I worked for Amazon another time too. I worked there until I was promoted to customer. That's what they say. That's what they say in there. That's real funny in there to them. That's a
Ugh.
joke in there.
That's like the
Oh, that's-
shittiest
that's-
joke ever.
It
Corporate
is.
comedy at its finest.
Yeah.
It is.
Keep that up and you'll be promoted to customer. Now I'm going to go
That's
commit
exactly-
a sexual assault.
Yep, that's it. There you go.
Ugh.
American, what is it? American Psycho?
Yeah. Fucking A. Do you ever see that parody? Just this is a total side note for what we're doing tonight. Because we're gonna get balls deep in some fucking theorizing here. This is gonna be a real spitballer of a conversation.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm
we're gonna
cranked
spit
up on
it.
Fun Dip and Kratom Sludge and fucking gummy bears. Let's go.
Can we all just throw one more Amazon at him real quick?
Oh sure, but I was just gonna say, have you guys ever seen that Funny or Die parody where it's fucking Huey Lewis and Weird Al?
No.
I'm gonna link you guys that afterwards. It's a pretty big riot. That's like two parody one of my songs.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
that sounds familiar.
That's
Sounds
pretty.
pretty neat.
Yeah.
God, you're making me think of how like simple and happy shit used to be.
Was it?
To be young and innocent.
What happens? What happens
were
if you
just
go to
innocent.
Funny or Die now? Is it just the funny part is it's just die? Is it just called or die now?
They don't even give you die. You got to get to a paywall to get the die.
Yeah. Just like real ass capitalism.
Well, you know that Facebook is what killed college humor. You guys ever hear about this?
No.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How?
So basically, let me see if I can get this completely straight. Basically, Facebook did this whole thing where they lied, like bold-faced lied, about what sort of numbers and engagement people were getting on their videos that were posted to Facebook, and these were, for what it's worth, these were not linked content that would go to YouTube, but like dedicated like in their shitty video player on Facebook. And they completely exaggerated how many clicks people were getting. And College Humor pivoted totally to Facebook content.
Yeah.
And they got 0 engagement, and they brought in like no ad revenue at all, and just died on the vine as a result of that. And eventually, Facebook got sued for that, and they like settled and then paid some fines, but basically they never faced consequences. And a bunch of places just fucking died.
Right.
Yeah. Not at all unpredictable.
I mean, I can't knock them too hard because you just said that shit and our stream's still running. Like they must not be on their shit like fucking Twitch is, obviously. Holy shit! Like we could just sit. Zuck, you made this fucking website so you wouldn't have to steal pictures of that girl you like to beat off to. She would just post them herself. Zuck, that's why this website exists. Zuck.
hang on. We don't want
like I'm saying.
Are you telling me he created Facebook to try to get OnlyFans?
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, yes.
Well, if I do my app right, Senator, then what I'll be able to do is masturbate to the girls I like, and they'll thank me for it.
Yeah, there you go. Fucking, ahead of his time, really.
Senator, do you have any clear eyes? I haven't actually closed my eyes in 14 years.
That's what's wrong with his eyes. He just, ever since he got the website off the ground, he's just like, this is it. Never closing my eyes again. I won.
Living a dream.
Yeah. Senator, I'm not sure if you understand this, but the emojis are just there to give a casual dismissive response and not engage. So the number of emojis really is irrelevant. They weren't going to talk to you anyway. Stop asking me about your grandkids.
I would like to get to the point where they're just like, we're like South Park, where they're just like, oh, it's these guys. It's these fucking clowns.
Yeah.
We'll get there one day. That's our goal. Every communist goal is to turn into a libertarian reactionary podcast.
Yeah.
I say it every couple of weeks, is that, we want, unless the kids execute us for being too far to the right, we didn't do shit, right? That's the famous quote, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It's like a cannon. You just be holding off for like special occasions. They're like, oh, you're not going left enough. Oh, really?
I just keep thinking now that you mentioned South Park. All I can think is that stupid fucking clip they were playing on Facebook to advertise it, where it's like Macho Man Randy Savage just voluntarily identifies as a woman to like beat up women in wrestling at the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
I remember
that one was kind of regrettable. Yeah,
it's just
they've had
stupid.
some regrettable episodes.
Well, it's because they're right-wing reactionaries now. They used to be left libertarians, and then like the culture just kept walking away from them because like, it's really not that funny unless you're like, they think they're people.
I was so fucking hyped to see Book of Mormon, and it took Book of Mormon so fucking long to play down here that by the time I finally got to see it, like there was a bunch of like old fucking like boring ass centrists in the audience that were like not scandalized at all. They were like, "Oh, this is edgy. We're having theater night." I was like, "God damn!"
Well,
like
they appreciate
it wasn't fair.
They prepackaged it and sold it and commodified it and spun it into something entirely different.
I'm not saying it wasn't good. It was fucking great, but it was weird to see that it had become pretty mainstream.
Yeah, that's one of those things. It's really.
It's an interesting thought. Where at what point does the algorithm? What does the algorithm think of dick nipples?
Like
what are they even supposed to do with that kind of stuff?
People have run those tests, man. I had to find out something after the first time that I heard the terminology female or male presenting nipple. I was like, what are you guys doing?
What is that? I have not heard about this.
What?
Okay, so apparently, from what I can gather from these fucking idiots, they've crashed headlong into like this incredibly powerful internet and all these social networks where everybody can just post all kinds of awesome shit all the time. Just nips over here, dicks over here, just everything all the time. However, our fucking Stone Age ass fucking Puritan fucking censorship bullshit is still dragging behind us like a huge fucking boulder. So a female nipple must somehow be differentiated from a male nipple, and the terminology that I've heard floating around social networks is male or female presenting nipple.
Does the
like
female
literally
presenting nipple have lipstick and nail polish on?
I'm presuming that it is a Miss Pac-Man situation.
No.
Yes.
See, ultimately, it morphs into an actual penis because that's what they want. So,
I mean, right? Like
so for them to really get down on that female nipple, it's got to actually be a little penis.
You have to be able to. The algorithm must be able to ascertain the intent of the nipple, whether it means to present itself as a male or a female nipple. That was their solution.
And then at one point they stopped and was like, "This is pretty extreme, guys. Let's make them shit out of them."
Do they differentiate on race? Because I would love to hear an old Jewish female presenting nipple.
Well, there you go. You go. How deep does the hole go?
I don't think they go. I don't know if they go that far. I don't know their life, but I do know it's weird as fuck.
Fire in the Sabbath. Don't bother me today.
Not the kink shame. Not the kink shame, bro.
I'm just saying.
But my point here is that they came to a fork in the road. The powers that be, the most powerful men in politics, tech, and capitalism, they came to a fork in the road in America where they could either just let ladies get their titties out, or they could try to teach an algorithm the difference between a dude's nipple and a lady's nipple. And they chose that path.
Yeah, we decided to try and teach the difference.
Yes.
I can't.
Yes.
I can't wait till they decide to teach the AI fucking and
Peter Griffin did it first.
Yeah. I can't wait till they fucking program in the one drop laws. And
it's been there. It's been there, buddy.
Like
that's the
like
real estate
typing,
system you're looking for.
You're like typing slurs and a little blood test like comes out of the fucking keyboard. It's like, wait, hang on, buddy. Hang on.
They don't need blood. They don't need blood. They'll scan your ancestry records.
That's what I mean. Like, wait till they decide what you can post about based on what the one drop laws say you would qualify under.
It's the little paperclip from the old Windows, and he's like, "It seems like you're trying to post a slur. Do you have your 23andMe results?" He's like,
and then the most capitalist way, they'll just decide that nobody gets the internet because nobody's pure enough, and the internet's lost forever.
Well,
and everybody's like, "Oh, god damn it!"
The smartest thing
somebody tried to do.
Oh, I'm sorry. The smartest thing capitalism could do is probably take away forums and Twitter.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Nobody
but
corporations get to post on it.
Guys, we tried giving you freedom. I don't like it.
It's got to go. I posted a bunch of stuff from my work today that I probably wasn't supposed to post, and then I posted a montage of me like drinking a sludge made from kratom and White Russians while watching Meghan McCain cry over her father's casket. Like, you shouldn't be able to just post that shit all day. It's gotta go.
I don't know.
Beheadings are legal to own.
A lot of shit. I've just been thinking about. Like, of course, I've been fucking researching.
This is guillotine video for reference.
Yeah, this is just an ISIS beheading video for.
This is science. This is science. This is science. I'm just.
That was when you really knew, is when you in your youth, you found your first beheading video and you were like, wow, I can just watch this.
You're
Nobody's
like, oh
stopping
shit,
me.
This is real.
And you're like looking over your shoulder. You're like, is anybody going to stop me from watching this? I'm impressionable.
You're watching the dude with actual sabers and flags. Yeah, pretty impressionable right now.
I might go behead somebody. I don't know what's going to happen if I see this. Is anybody going to stop me? And nobody did.
Hey, you're on to something. That's kind of why we got our Q hotties now, right?
Yeah. Well, I think the reason we have so many Q hotties is like PragerU has been pumping out pro Hezbollah propaganda for like 2 years.
Oh yeah. PragerU.
Like, hey, guys, don't listen. Okay, everybody knows about ISIS and shit, but do you guys know how cool Hezbollah is? Like, whatever Dennis Prager's thing is for Hezbollah, like, it's not coming off the way he wants it to, I don't think. Or scarier, it's exactly how he wants it to come off.
Exactly the way he wants it.
I want him.
I mean, if I wanted to do anti-right-wing propaganda, I would hire Dennis Prager. I mean, like for reals. Like I would hire Dennis
That's how
Prager,
you know
Charlie Kirk, and Caitlin Bennett.
Yeah.
That's how you know. That's how you know the right is still actual liberals. Because looking at that kind of shit, like
No.
it's really the most liberal way to approach it, right? They basically just like walk up to the edge and then say, "Oh, nope, we're walking away." That's the end of the video.
Have you seen Liberty Hangout leaning into that black and yellow color scheme? Like, yeah.
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 Oh my God, they think they are hot shit.
They're stealing from the
It is
Steelers.
so
And I'm waiting for the Steelers
funny.
to sue them.
They got the one designer who's just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cash out.
Like,
I really have come to the point where I'm like, the systemic bigotry is definitely conservative. The objective bigotry is definitely liberal, and then like the systemic, like, or excuse me, the subjective violence is almost 110% fucking right wing. Like,
yeah, because if we thought that shit was canceled, well, this last week happened. It ain't fucking canceled this last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they cancel everything but the violence.
well,
Figures.
it tells you the limitations.
Thank God, I was worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! I haven't been buying all these guns for nothing, fellas. No,
You know,
Up.
it does tell you the limitations of cancel culture. Like, cancel culture only works as if you're trying to appeal to the group you're getting canceled by, right? Like that's really the trick. That's what they don't fucking tell you about. Because otherwise,
like that's what I've
doesn't
been
work.
trying to do this whole time is to get canceled and then to pivot to whatever group hates the group that is canceling me. As near as I can tell, that's what everybody does, right?
Yeah.
That's the move, right?
Hey, Mr. ISIS, you're canceled.
And that's also how you make money. Like that's really the trick of making money. Because if you're just the thing, nobody gives a flying fuck. But if you can come credibly say like not even credibly, but if you can come say like I was this thing, but now they fucking disown me, and now I see the truth. You guys are right. You're like, can I have $5,000? They're like, come in, my friend.
2021 is the year of the heel face turn.
We tried real hard to get canceled with that opening bit, but we really need to get canceled here and just pivot into a right wing talk show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We could do like a Brandon Straka, but like not get caught, later.
We're gonna become 20.
Not get caught later, like a fucking airhead would get caught, like a fucking dipshit.
Yeah.
Not get caught like a fucking loser, like a fucking moron.
Wait,
like we should do that, but like
the
not
way
get
to
caught.
avoid getting.
We're all gonna start dressing.
Talking about it on the show, right?
Dude, wait, hold on. Now, guys, this is fucking serious, all right? We're gonna start dressing like the 20s mobsters. Because if we're gonna dress like we're 20s mobsters and make weird, fucking creepy O faces, I'm kind of down for this.
Yeah, I think.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I can do weird creepy.
I think. Yeah.
I left the left. I'm Brandon. I don't know how he sounds.
That's how he sounds. You nailed
Does he
it.
really?
Actually, that's
Oh,
exactly how.
Without a
Brandon
doubt.
Straka. I left the left because when they said I had human rights as a gay man, I knew they meant it was at the cost of the heterosexuals.
Yeah.
The left used to make me eat a heterosexual baby, and terrifying. I was allowed to have gay sex with my husband and boyfriends, unless
exactly how he sounds.
unless I punched a white man in the face first. So I left that shit because that's the real racism.
Side note. You remember when everybody was talking about eating ass, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of old people around, and they always jump in, and you're like, God damn it! This is why we don't talk about eating ass all over the place. Now we gotta know what Grandpa does in his private life. And they're just looking like, hey, see, we do too. You're like, oh, God damn it.
Toilet paper used to be way clingier. Yeah, okay, alright, great.
Come on, man. I
Oh.
need some boundaries.
Back in my day, when I was posted on Okinawa, I used to fist them Japanese broads real good. Some of them asked me to. Grandpa, don't fucking tell me you went to Japan and committed a bunch of fucking rapes, please, God.
It's the robe wide open moment, you know?
Yeah.
It's just wide out there. You're like, oh, God.
I'll tell you what, I haven't worn underpants since the 50s, and I refuse to start now. You get this diaper off of me. I'll shit like God intended. Fucking Grandpa. Grandpa, we were at fucking Denny's. Could you please?
No, it's all gotta go. It's all gotta go. Twitter, all of it. It's all gotta go.
No.
Otherwise, you're
Bye.
gonna hear about how old people used to eat ass because they can just get on there and post it just whenever. It's all gotta go. You can't even do
We are the most heavily surveilled population that has ever existed.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. More and more every
They're
day.
going to know more about us than we know about ourselves, I guess.
I guess the only thing that makes me feel even a little tiny bit safe is the fact that they're so capitalist that they want robot algorithms to do all of the surveillance for free.
Yeah.
And they can only hire a few people to actually comb through it. Like, if they actually had, like, a decent workforce of, like, fucking lurkers, just, like, voyeuring the shit out of all of us at all time, we all would be fucked. Like, they'd run out
That's
of
what we
room
have,
in the
though.
fucking jails.
That's what it was, though, right?
Well, it was designed to be that, but they're so fucking slack they won't hire anybody to fucking do it.
Well,
Like,
no,
okay,
hold on. No, it's not that they won't hire anybody to do it. The point isn't. See, that's the thing. Don't misunderstand capitalism. The point isn't you as a human object, right? This is one of those things I was talking about in chat, right? This is what the machine is. And this is a hyper conservative fucking belief system that really relies, like, it really pervades, like, every form of politic in this country. They don't want you. They don't want True. They don't want Eat. They don't want Cenk. They don't want John. They don't want the human object that is a complete fucking schizophrenic mess of shit.
They want all yous.
No. And it's not only that. Like, they don't want any individual unit. What they want is a piece of metadata about what they purchase at 5 p.m. They want to
Oh, yeah, that sounds real sexy. I'm kind of into that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well, I know.
I'm in the middle of buying books while we're doing this show.
Yeah.
No, but that's
No.
they want the human object reduced down to a data set, and then they want to pick it apart so they can fucking manipulate that part of the data set and that part of the machine.
For us to finally come together as a set of overlapping demographics that they can monetize.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like they don't care about you necessarily, but the fact that, you know, I'll use myself as an example, that you're, you know, a late 20s white male in this section of the country who makes this much money, et cetera, et cetera. I'm only describing things about myself. None of those things are John Sinclair, right? Like, I am not the things I buy. I'm not necessarily the things that I eat or any of those things. I'm like a person beyond that. But to them, that's all you are.
Right.
No,
And they want that information about your group in some capacity.
Yeah, and it's because they don't need you as a labor object anymore. When they needed you as a labor object, they needed you as a whole thing, so you seeped into that. They don't need that anymore. They need that meat that is you to oversee the machine that produces the things based on the data that you provide them with, so that you turn around and buy it, so the loop is complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I've been making this prediction for a while, and this is off in the future. But my prediction is that the only way homelessness will ever get solved in this country is if it is literally more cost effective to have a homeless person watch like Netflix and shit all day.
Yeah,
I'm not joking, because it actually kind
of is.
it's getting there.
They do need exactly that, but they're too set in their ways.
The upfront cost is too much. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
They have the property and they have the real estate. They just don't want to share it.
Just like
Because
instead of a
they
public
don't,
works
because
project.
then it would be, you know, then there wouldn't be that clamor for the property, you know.
Right.
Yeah, they don't get to exert power. I mean, I guess there is.
Yeah, they don't get to exert power, and that's really all they really want to do. Like, they just want to privatize, monetize it,
And isn't
solidify everything and monopolize it.
Isn't the unhoused person kind of like the stick too?
And they
Don't
want to
kind of
discriminate
embody?
too. They want to redline and shit. You know, they
Oh, God,
got they got goals. They got goals. You know.
Yeah.
Are you saying that
#.
there is a certain line where money ends and power begins, and they care more about the power ultimately, even if most of the time the money is what gets them the power? There is a line eventually.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately they will side with the money, but the power is like definitely a thing. They're not like completely ignoring it either.
I still think
because it's so useful over there.
I don't
still think we
either
gotta
of
have
them is different.
you gotta have the unhoused person like at the
But you see
end
how
of the
you see how
nightmare.
dumb it gets. You see how dumb this Matrix is. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The it's weird because they want everything to be data and they want everything to be simulatable so they can kind of corral it just tons and tons of. But now they have the data and they don't know what the fuck to do with it, and it's gonna be a while until they like actually like really utilize it. But the fact that they have it is not a good sign.
No, and the other thing I was going to move on to though as well is just that like when you talk about power, you look at like Amazon or I'll give another example in a second with security in Newark, New Jersey. But the idea is supposed to, I think, is that you integrate yourself as being such an important part of like daily life for the citizenry that by the time you've replaced all of these sort of disparate institutions, you operate as a government entity essentially, and then you get to exert power because you're private and they can't really break you up because you're already like you fund all the politicians or whatever. And that seems to be what strikes me as going on with Amazon, and what I think might happen depending on how you view future dystopias with policing. Because one example is if you look to Newark, New Jersey, they are the government of Newark, which Cory Booker is from. He's the senator now, but still. The government of Newark is now putting up cameras so that not every inch, but like basically every single inch of public right-of-way in space is on camera. It's on security film.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. And the reason for that is because they want like to integrate mental health data, and they want to get like actual like medical records and all that shit, so that they actually know what's going on, because there's like anomalies almost, and when you really start digging into it, like they know just as well as we do that everybody's fucked. So it's like at that point it's like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Like it's like a constant state of like, what the fuck? So they want to surveil everything. They want to just lock it down. But like at the same time, the moment you do that, you really fuck up.
Yeah, and you know another end to that too is I wouldn't be surprised if this ever happened. See, if they did something, are you all familiar with how India basically eliminated paper currency?
Yes.
What they ended up doing essentially is they basically made it so that the equivalent, like their $20 bill, was the highest like denomination bill that you could obtain.
There you go.
So I would not be surprised if, and by the way, the most in circulation bill in the world is the U.S. $100 bill, and that's because of drugs. But anyway, yeah, there are more $100 bills in U.S. There are more $100 U.S. bills in circulation than $1 U.S. bills.
I gotta keep a couple.
It's just you never see them.
I gotta keep a couple racks of them on hand at all time to take to the plug when he's got the fun dip hookup, man.
Yeah.
Got to.
Yeah, well, I mean that's naturally the only time I ever see those hundreds is when we get our S.O.S checks.
Right.
But that's the only time that we get that.
S.O.S checks in hundreds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan told me he had to whip me with quarters for all of it.
Yeah. That's true.
Is that not the case?
No, that's the case for you.
Oh.
Yeah, I just kind of filled some paperwork out.
That is what George said to do.
Yeah.
I can't replicate his voice because that would be too fucked up, but that's what he said to do.
He did tell me specifically to throw quarters at you. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. It's George fucking.
It's because I'm the capitalist.
Imagine a scenario where some of the big criminal justice things that get lobbied for right now are to reform or defund the police and to legalize drugs. And part of legalizing drugs would mean that you open up the possibility, of course, of
they gotta do something about the white supremacy now. That shit's just like way too out there.
Oh no, I agree with that, but I want to paint this picture just for a second, which is just that imagine a situation in Newark.
Imagine a situation in Newark.
Where there's no paper currency, which means that you have to interact with fucking paying people through PayPal or whatever. You're forced into that. There's a camera on every street.
There's a camera on every street corner.
And, there's less cops, but you're being watched like at all times, which means that because you're under surveillance constantly, and because all of your transactions are digital, those cameras, the second you do anything wrong, you get a fine immediately.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
your ass going to jail. Did you not carry the 2?
And the thing about that
fucking-
that's interesting, in terms of if you're talking about controlling the population, is
the population.
what are the 2 factors that are most important in deterring crime?
What are
It's
they?
that you know that your
Hold
punishment.
on. I know this. It's number 1. It's being a real ass man, right? Being a real ass dude.
Yeah.
It's being a hard.
And how high your
stunner,
pants are.
and how low your
Yeah.
pants are.
Yeah.
Right? That's how you control what crime happens.
I saw a graph that had that on it. You could see the pants go down and the crime go up.
Yeah, the real ass
It's like-
motherfucker graph. Right.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Right. You know what though? That's based on a lot of good data from Alex J. Hard ass motherfucker. So
Yeah.
of the Copenhagen
Seen that
Institute,
guy.
actually.
It's a hard ass
Seen
out
that
here
guy.
for a pimp.
Yeah,
That
hard
guy-
ass motherfucker. It's a Dutch name. You know.
That guy, he doesn't even use his arms. He just wears his pants around his neck, just ties his belt right around. He's all pants. That's how high his pants are.
Yeah, that's why he's clearly the worst of them all. He's the worst at doing
Just
crime.
It's just a belt that goes around his ears right over the bridge of his nose. You can see his eyes peeking out. That's how
Help,
high
guys,
a
my
motherfucker wears
pants are
pants.
getting higher. Help.
I pulled up my pants all the way. Now I can't commit no crimes because I got no arms.
Yep, that's how it works.
Yep, I'm Alex J. Hard ass motherfucker of the Copenhagen Institute. Did I get it right? Did I
So
get it right?
that's the origin of
No.
the term, huh?
Not quite. Dan,
No?
I'm sorry.
Okay, then
We don't
clearly,
wanna-
how you control crime is first when you get arrested and go to prison, you beat up the biggest guy you see.
That's
That's what you do
what's
after you get caught.
That's what's known as the craziest
Yeah.
white boy in cell block D maneuver. Yes, it's
Yeah.
it's an important maneuver.
I remember. when
Also known
Andy
as
Rain
fuck them
came
over
in.
there.
He beat the shit out of Tiny. He was a 600-pound man. Andy Dufresne
damn
beat
it.
the shit out of him.
So
God damn it.
the thing that you do
Okay.
is that you make sure that the punishment is as swift as possible and as sure as possible.
I don't think that
So
works.
being able to fine people immediately the second they do a crime, even if the fine is low,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is enough
But
to
you don't-
control the population in a way
But you
that is much more efficient than fucking. Say what you will, but from the capitalist perspective, the fact that God, I'm gonna be callous here for a second. The fact that the cops have to beat the black people up is an inefficiency from their perspective in terms of how they want to shape the world. I'm serious. That's
Shit.
That's how they think about it when they think
Wait,
about
what?
criminal justice reform.
I
I know
wasn't
you're
sure
right.
about this episode.
what?
This is fucking getting there.
Yeah. I know you're right, but maybe we could just soften that blow next time, huh? How about that?
Well, they don't
That's how
even have
they
to.
feel. I don't feel that way about it. I swear to God.
I know,
They
but
don't
you
even
said
have
you
to
did.
do that if everybody's always doing a crime at all times.
Now when we have to go to the Emmys to get our Emmy for best new character, J.R. High Pants McHardass motherfucker.
Excuse me, Alex J. Hard ass
that's the-
motherfucker.
That's the clip they're gonna play now. They're gonna be
Yeah.
like Sons of Trier for Alex J. Hardass motherfucker, and then they're gonna play that clip of you saying that.
Yeah.
I want to make sure.
I would laugh every time. I
I
would
wanna
have
make it
got
clear.
that time.
I don't think that's what freaks like Zuckerberg think.
Listen.
I want to make that really clear. I don't think any of that shit.
Yeah, do you need to talk? You need to release some anger.
And listen, invariably, because you said that and we start getting canceled over it, I will go to the mat for you.
Yeah.
A million times over. But I just want you to understand, maybe next time we soften that punch just a little bit. Like,
I got news
content
for like.
warning something, okay?
Speaking of
We
I
hit
would,
him with a
I would
weekly
try to,
news joke?
I would try to one up you.
Speaking though of limp dick, lame ass, loser, motherfucker, unoriginal, boring ass fucks like fucking Charlie Kirk and Caitlin Bennett and Dennis Prager and shit. If we pivot right, they're fucking finished, man. Like I'm gonna say, shit, don't cancel us and force us to pivot right because
Coming
those
for your
people are
ass,
gonna
shit stain.
hey, those motherfuckers will be begging on the street. That is the tiredest, most weak ass fucking Candace Owens pop a pussy
You
into another
potato
pussy. What
face
the fuck?
fuck.
You don't. You motherfuckers aren't even trying popping a pussy into another woman's pussy. That's not even a thing.
Cenk, I live like a capitalist every day. That's right. That's right. Cenk, I live like a capitalist every day. What are you talking about, Hassan? Oh.
His face got
Angry.
smaller.
So angry.
Did you see when that happened? His face got smaller. Like
Yeah.
as that was happening, his face was like shrinking, like the fucking reverse Dr. Seuss Grinch heart.
I thought his
Just
skin
like,
was going to fall off and the fucking bug thing was going to come out and then we'd all get fucking red flashed.
I'll tell you who's got a big fat fucking head and a small fucking freaky face is fucking Jason fucking Miller. Fuck you, Jason Miller. Piece of fucking shit.
Big bald bitch.
Fuck you. You fucking asshole.
Doesn't he look like
you.
he's a white dude doing like Odd Job?
Yeah.
Like, Jason Miller is doing he's doing Asian face in a really racist description of Asians already. He shouldn't be allowed in public like that. They should have to put a fucking censor bar on him.
I'm gonna fucking Photoshop a little hat onto that motherfucker. I'm gonna Photoshop like a tiny Odd Job hat
True,
on the top of that.
true. I live like an Asian every day. Fucking shit.
I'm gonna put the Odd Job hat on you, Jason Miller, and I'm gonna fucking tag you in the post, and there won't be nothing you can do about it because you're too busy in court with your pants around your fucking ankles for being such a piece of shit. Take it, you fucking piece of shit. Oh, okay.
Hey, yo, I might be able to Photoshop that.
Okay, do it. This is a side note, and then we'll let you finish, John. I swear to God, we'll let you finish. All right, but I've always wanted to meet Dennis Prager because I want him to be like, wow, you're a right wing Jew who used to be on the left, and be like, Dennis, don't lump me in with you. All right, I fucking hate Hezbollah. Okay, I'm not the one in this room who fucking puts out pro Hezbollah videos and then claims the love of Israel. Okay.
I'm the one who has to post about Hezbollah every day for some reason.
I didn't pay Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peters to come on my fucking show and then fucking have them talk about how cool Hezbollah was. All right, you fucking.
Yeah, this is Dennis Prager, and I was just thinking about Hezbollah. Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, wow.
I loved his video where he was like, the left believes in responsibility. Liberals don't. That's why they're our friends. Dennis, you're giving up the game, you fat bitch.
Yeah.
Jesus God. It's
They
another.
did try that. They just tried to slip it in there.
I want to know something though. Do you think is it just the eating habits that turn them into fucking potato people, or is it like a total fucking byproduct of just being evil?
Well, the lack of sex.
Yeah, it's that Sith energy, big Sith energy.
It just turns
like half of everything he says and writes is about how he can't get any pussy. So like that's part of it.
Well, that's it. I'm more vulnerable to canceling than I thought because the one thing I never wanted to become, I always swore that I'd kill myself if I turned into one of those fucking hideous potato people. Like. Just look at them. They have lumps and weird faces. Well, I'm being honest, man. Like, if you look at Charlie Kirk, he has growths, or you shouldn't have growths. Like,
now don't defame the potatoes. The potato.
Settle down, Joe.
Innocent. Don't defame the potatoes. The potatoes are innocent and beautiful.
They're lumpy and they're hideous ground fucking rocks. They're fucking starch rocks.
It is a vegetable that you dig out of the dirt. Like somebody was some primitive Irishman was fucking starving.
Yeah, that's the fucking orcs of vegetables, okay?
Orcs of vegetables.
They're fucking hideous. They're awful.
That was the name of my band in middle school. Was called the Orcs of Vegetables.
But that was back when you were a fascist and you were making fun of certain kids. So let's not bring that up again, all right?
I was reading a lot of Lord of the Rings, so I was probably had some tendencies. Probably had some tendencies to go back to the Pure Land with the elves and get away from all the savage men of the South that ride elephants and everything. Yeah, I was reading a lot of Lord of the Rings, so
And Frodo, confronted by Gollum, had to hear the twisted creature's tale. I was down at the deli and they wouldn't take my coupon, even though it said it expired today.
they're a greedy race, and they mostly just love to eat and collect jewelry, but they can be helpful. They're very clever. They can help the men and the elves, and the noble races.
We hates us, the deli owner. Cenk still do the voice. No, we likes us, the deli owner. He's kosher. You goddamn well know he was coded Jewish.
Oh my god, that shit was so fucking racist. Narnia was so fucking racist. It was all so fucking racist. Oh my god. At the end of Narnia, the fucking very Jew-coded dwarves, they pop out at the very end of Narnia when everybody's being whisked away to the fucking revelations by the fucking lion god, and they're like, we're just gonna kill all the talking horses. Narnia is for the dwarves. Like they fucking betray them in the last fucking book. That shit, oh my god, it was all so fucking racist.
That's right, motherfucker.
Yep.
Our revenge. We're coming. Nietzsche was right. We're coming for it. We live underground. And we all have giant beards.
Let me clarify. I read it. Okay, I read
did.
the shit out of it.
Oh, I read a lot of it.
They assigned it to us in fucking middle school.
Yeah.
I didn't do my homework in middle school.
Fuck is that?
And
Obviously,
if like
it
just
shows.
as like a nerd-ass nerd, if like I die and like I'm whisked away to the afterlife, and like what it is like hiking around in New Zealand with like badass ringmail and like rune-covered swords and shit, I'm gonna be like, okay, all right, this is racist, but fine. Like, you know, I read it, I liked it. I still appreciate it as art, but you got to separate the art from the fucking from the men from the
It
south.
lost me hard. It's a lot of bullshit.
So wait, you're
Listen,
a
you
whole
gonna,
just
lot of
gotta
bullshit.
recognize
so you're gonna
what
go
it
to
is.
heaven with a bunch of cool ass swords, and the first thing you're not doing is grabbing one of those cool ass swords and seeing how fucking immortality works?
I'm just saying, if the
You're gonna
afterlife for
comment-
nerds
oh, come
is
on.
fantasy, I'm just saying, if the afterlife for nerds is high fantasy, I'm prepared to overlook the racism. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, I want it to be fucking. I just want it to be sci-fi.
Perfect. Very
Well,
specific.
because if
Yeah.
it's real, it's not racism.
Whoa!
That's true, yeah.
All right,
get there
so
If Gandalf the White is standing there
Yeah.
to greet us, yeah.
well,
He got that gray out. He got that one drop out. You
it
guys.
was
that little
Gandalf
bit.
the Grey until he went back to his bleaching routine to take care of his
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah. Got that one drop out.
I just know they fucking made the Italian dude Saruman the White. That's all I know. And he betrayed everybody. He snitched.
Oh, what a surprise.
Yep, he fucking
Yo, Black Saruman would be hilarious.
That was the name of my rap group in middle school. It was Black Saruman.
You know what?
Oh, that's so good.
Points to you, EattheRich, for trying to get me to do the voice. Nice try.
Nice
Nice
try.
try.
The old Brad.
Almost.
Almost
the old-
got it.
What is the old Brad Neely joke? I'm not going to
Listen.
sing in blackface.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Fool
It's really
Dr.
hard
Dan
not
Cohen
to do.
17 times.
So
Shame
can I
on
do?
you.
Can I do Black Saruman then?
Tape Dr. Dan Cohen in the shower. Shame on you. Trick him doing it live on air. Shame
Black
on you.
Saruman. Black Saruman says, "Hey, I see you over there, motherfucker."
Apparently, I did enough of the Hitlers tonight.
Yeah, that's your
That's-
job. So anyway, John, you were telling us all about how America's cool like China. They were really Chinesing the place up and making it cool. And by Chinese, we mean the government, not the people, because they're kind of stuck going along with it. They got this thing called an army.
Yeah,
Well,
shout out
the-
workers in Chengdu having
Yeah.
rap
The
groups
most
and
important
stuff.
thing is that at the moment, police and cops are a load-bearing institution for protecting private property.
Yeah.
And however, as a piece of infrastructure that is 1,000% critical to them being able to protect their private property and essentially control the populace and discipline them, they cost a lot of money. And we know this. We know that they cost a lot of money, how much military gear that they get from the Pentagon, which is, of course, sort of Keynesian dump pile anyway that we have in the society,
Right.
along with just how much of city budgets police eat up, et cetera, et cetera. Eventually, if those pillars can be eroded as well, and there's other methods of controlling the populace, they'll move to them, which is hence the Hitler that I did earlier. So I guess I could have put it that way instead, in retrospect.
Okay. We all have regrettable things we've done in our past. Keynesian Dump Pile was the name of my folk band in my first year of college.
I was
So,
there
yeah,
when Andy Dufresne was beaten to death. I was there when he was resurrected by the power of white Jesus, and I was there when he was beaten to death. I regret it. I did not intervene, but I was pretty goddamn sure white Jesus wasn't coming for me. I was right.
So, that's one of the things about it when they talk about how oh well, Twitter was good to ban Trump, and Facebook is doing good because it's like banning stuff about vaccines, like bad posts about vaccines, and they're banning QAnon accounts and like et cetera, et cetera.
Concept of good is so weird.
The thought that they're good, they're not good. That's the thing about it, is that they hear points that you say, and they're monkey's paw. And anytime you think that they're on your side, if they grant you the wish that you're asking for, like defunding the police, the monkey's paw fucking curls, and you get something like what's happening in Newark instead. So they're not on your side.
I see. The only concern I have about that is like, if they're gonna try to shift everything to digital and try to do hyper policing for fining, right? There's a real incentive to just violate every goddamn law and then just illegally use paper money. And at that point, that system breaks down. So I don't think you can eliminate the cops. You need that element of society.
Well, they don't. Excuse me. I don't want to make it seem like they're gonna there just aren't going to be cops and they're just going to rely on fining people. Like, that's not necessarily going to be the thing. And of course, this is going to happen slowly.
Right.
But the thing about it is that do you need the cops patrolling the street, or could you have some sort of expanded SWAT unit?
You could pick like a specific crime and make it just never fucking happen again by making it be the one that every single time that you do it, you're instantly caught. You could just pick one every couple of years.
Tell you what, guys, we'll just put cops in every school, in every grocery store, in every public meeting place, in any public office.
Shit, that would be fucking terrible if that happened. As long as that doesn't happen, we're still good, right?
But you guys can still have your guns, right?
Yeah, so I don't know. I can definitely see them experimenting with it because it is effective in China,
Mm-hmm.
But well, China still has protests and dissidents.
No, they absolutely have to. But and I want to make it clear, I'm not saying that like it's going to be like a 1-for-1 replacement, but they can cut like way back on it. I think, and I think that essentially, if they have fewer of them and they can deploy them, aggressively and more effectively, they'll do that.
Just wait until they combine RoboCop and Judge Dredd. You laughing, but that's the long-term goal.
That motherfucker.
Yeah, the long-term goal will be able to prosecute somebody in the street with the irrefutable evidence of the videotape, and then just fucking execute the punishment right there.
I think even Diamond Age doesn't go that far. I think in Diamond Age they still haul that motherfucker into court. I can't remember. It's been so long since I read it. Man, that thing was so fucking good. That thing was from the fucking 90s, and it basically just describes like 90% of things that are happening right now.
No, you can't do that because Robo Dread would not discriminate.
He would be pure.
Again,
Robo Dread would fuck you up.
Wait until they install the one-drop laws, or worse, they don't feel the need for one-drop laws.
Yeah.
Right now, one-drop laws serve a very critical role in liberal democratic capitalism, right? If you're a liberal, the one-drop rules allow you to assign whose narrative you can give credibility to, because you can devalue essentially poor white narratives, white working class narratives, and you can overvalue rich persons of color.
It's also a good way to get really massacred in an election if you need to do that real quick. Like, if you don't want to be stuck like holding the bag for like the next 4 years, it's a super elegant way to just get absolutely fed your own shit in a really important election.
Yeah, and with the conservative end of it, the object is reversed. You can attack poor persons of color and minorities, and you can overinflate the white narrative, and you can do it on race lines, so you can keep white people obedient to the system, which is the end game of liberal democratic capitalism, is to raise one group over the other. And it gives liberals a co-op, like it gives them a way out of being accused of being subjectively racist. How can they be? Look at what we value, right? And it's not that they are subjectively racist, but by playing that game with the one-drop laws, you can be objectively racist because you're like, oh, these people are pitiable. You're white. Inherently, because the premise to it is essentially inherently you're white. Of course, you're better than them. Like, that's why you need to shut the fuck up and get out of the way. You need to be invisible in society because you're clearly better than them. Look what they're fucking going through, right?
Right.
And then you can always have your exceptional minorities. If the RoboCop dread thing happens, right, that I'm theorizing on right now,
Robo Dread theory.
you don't need one drop laws because you have an autonomous killbot that can sentence people on the street. You can control them directly.
Yeah. And there's
Game's
no
over.
way he could be.
Yeah, but the problem with that is it's super easy for someone to grab one and just reprogram it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. We don't know what form it's going to take, do we?
I mean, if the cops buy a bunch of those fucking Boston Dynamics dogs,
whatever form it takes, there's vulnerabilities in just them trying to control it directly the way that they do.
if the cops buy a bunch of those Boston Dynamics dogs, we'll see how quick we can get one to spray paint ACAB everywhere. Just as a test run. Is he supposed to be doing that? I don't think. Like, that'll be the first test run. I've already seen posts, honestly, of guys talking about how to reach under that little motherfucker and dump his battery out. Like, I thought I would be a lot older before I saw a manual on how to dismantle a killbot, but I guess not.
Even the little security bots, like the little, like the dome ones. You remember the ones that they just kind of like?
Yeah.
You remember those? Yeah. Even those got caught up on
the little Dalek-looking motherfuckers. Yeah.
But even those, like, their bias is so pure and untainted that, like, they can't even distinguish between, like, a kid. Like, it's like, present identification, and it's like a fucking 7-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're in violation, and it's like, whoa, this is a total, like, what are you even doing?
I guess that's where the whole thing's going, though, right? Is that as
Because
long as
you're not gonna get your desired bias just because you try to program it in there.
Well,
It emerges sometimes on its own randomly, which is really weird. But at the same time, like, you're also gonna get situations where it just doesn't know what the fuck it's doing, and it's making you look bad.
It presumes. See, that's the thing. That's where I talk about, like, the shit gets programmed into the machine before it's ever worried about the machine's operating directives. The shit's already programmed in because that 7-year-old kid.
Yeah, their job is to keep the machine going and to try to save the machine from jumping off a cliff like it tends to do.
No, their purpose. The purpose of that security bot was to harass. Like, I'm assuming it was a black kid, right, or a Latino kid. Somebody with dark.
No, it's just a white kid.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
That's a fascinating fuck up then, because that's not normally how they program those fuck ups. I would have guessed immediately when you said it was a 7-year-old kid. I would have guessed the black kid because they're not worried about distinguishing.
It doesn't know what the fuck it is, like, what's doing. Like, it's not actually aware. That's the issue that you run into. They try to shoehorn these shits into places where you actually need a human to look at something and say, at least for a second, and say, okay, chill. You know, with like an override or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can't really do that because then people are just gonna immediately abuse the shit.
I guess that's like the main benefit at the end of the long tunnel of all this is that
So then
if an algorithm or a robot always does it.
All I'm saying is people are just getting bad touched, and there's nothing they're gonna do about it.
Well, there's not gonna be accountability. How do you fucking have accountability out of an autonomous fucking grope bot?
Right.
Yeah.
How do you program a machine to go around sexually harassing everybody and race harassing everybody and then hold it accountable? It's not a flesh and blood creature with sentience that you can fucking hold.
The robot. I'm the victim here.
I'm the real victim here. You impeded me doing my job. You're harassing me.
What if it was like a Hal, except it was Trump's voice?
I can't let you do that. I could let you do that. I have all the power. I could open the airlocks. Some people are saying I should open the airlocks. A lot of people are saying,
whoa!
I'm the best at opening airlocks.
You guys are making me fucking have this horrible vision of like 2026, 2027 of like like a headline that says like people demand better representation in Killbot voiceovers.
Yes.
Like this one, I want a sassier Killbot. Like I want.
You'll see that extremely soon. That idea of representation as like, it's that old joke, 50% of the death camp guards should be women. It's that old fucking paradigm where like the idea is that representation matters but doesn't.
It literally came true. That fucking the sickest one I saw was a drone pilot recruitment ad.
Yeah.
Where it was I believe a trans person. Just exactly like,
so
and it was just like, hey, it's not the same old military you thought it was. I'm a drone pilot, and like I was looking at it and I was like, it seemed like it was like a left-wing meme or something, right?
Right.
But nope, it's got the, paid for by the government thing at the bottom of it, and it's got the fucking logo on there and shit.
Yeah. Hey
And
y'all, we're the U.S. Army. We don't discriminate. Now you can be one of them LGBTQIA plus people. You can even be colored. Now you too can shoot drones in Afghanistan.
yeah.
Woo!
So we're what? So we're
Their MCU films are low key kind of crazy.
Yeah.
dude, like that stuff goes way back too. Like I remember in the 90s there would be weird plugs for like just military type shit, but then they let it totally out of the box once they finally got rid of old Stan Lee, that pain in the fucking ass. Once they finally got rid of that old grouch that they fucking obviously hated, once they buried his fucking ass, then it was just like, oh yeah, just put Northrop Grumman just right on everything.
See, that's kind of funny that they allegedly hated Stan Lee because like Stan Lee literally made Iron Man to show like what Ayn Rand's superhero could do.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like
He was cool with everybody's concepts, man.
yeah.
He needed concepts to make more guys. Like, so he wasn't going to turn down a concept because he could make it into a guy
He just
and then
hated
put him in a
comedy.
book.
He
Yeah.
hated collectivism, and like it's really kind of funny because number one, comic books are a massively collective art form, and number two, like he didn't even get the superhero right because the real point of the Randian hero, when you boil that ideology down, Iron Man would show up and just be like. He would just be like, "What's going on here?" And then like I don't know, with fucking Manchurian or whatever, right? That's just a weird fucking name.
Yeah, Iron Man shit.
Yeah. Well, he
Yeah.
was like that fucking movie where the guy had the electro whips and he's like, "I'm just barbecuing people," and like Iron Man would be like, "Ha ha 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 ha, that's so inefficient," and then just blast a child in the face. And then like while the parents are like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He'd just be like, "It was coming right for me. Castle doctrine, stand your ground."
Sounds like a
Iron Man
way better.
away.
Sounds like a way better take. Okay, you need
Yeah.
to pitch Marvel. You need to pitch Marvel and be like, look, you're gonna need to compete with the Snyder Cut, darker vision that
Oh,
DC
yeah.
has going on. I'll rewrite the MCU for you, and it'll be the Dan Cohen cut.
Look,
You need to pitch them.
Look at the Hulk and tell me if the machine isn't trying to code toxic masculinity and roid rage as positive.
What happened to She-Hulk? Is She-Hulk canceled?
Nah, she's still good.
But like,
she's somewhere. in the
they've
whole
all
fucking
been
mess.
in movies though, right? Like,
Yeah.
they didn't trot out like a 7-foot tall muscular green lady to be all macho and flexing and shit. Did they?
I thought they started one and they canceled it because they do that.
Yeah.
They smelled something in the water. They got cold feet there.
No, they just there's no rhyme or reason anymore. They just if you get a thing, you're like, oh great, okay, great, yeah.
They just throw darts at a board with pictures
they'll just
of all the fucking
they'll
characters
just
on it.
they'll announce a bunch of shit, and then say that all this shit is coming. Video games do it too, books do it too, movies do it too, and then like only half of them makes it across the line.
They might even just be waiting to see like what people get hype about, and then
It's
be
random.
like that one.
It's totally fucking random.
Like make that shit. Like I saw a post.
You'll get like the most CW shit and they'll like spend like a ridiculous budget behind it, and you're like, what are you doing? You're not gonna make your money off that. Like if anyone with a brain.
The point, no, they will. They absolutely will. The problem is, right? What you're talking about is like if culture still functioned the way it used to, where it was an open market. Disney has a lock on it. That's why the DC universe has to be like, well, what if we took the Game of Thrones formula and just added more rape and we started raping dudes instead? And they were like, who's the one guy who could credibly get raped men on screen? Oh, Zack Snyder. What are you doing? And he's like, I don't commit a rape. Like,
Is he a tossed salad man or not?
Yeah,
it's true though. The toss salad man. It's true though that it wasn't. God damn it! That's an extremely distracting image.
Yeah.
It's true though that it was. It's true though that it was a more open market, like because okay, perfect case in point. I'm at the flea market. It's about 15 years ago. There's a big stack of Guardians of the Galaxy. They all cost 10 cents a pop right next to X-Men comics that the guy's selling for a couple of bucks a pop. And I'm like, what's Guardians of the Galaxy? And he's like, I don't know. I don't care. You can have all of them. It sucks. Because it does. Because it was fucking stupid. It sucked. And the only way that becomes the thing is there's no other movie coming out that year, and we put Chris Pratt in it, and the raccoon has soy dialogue. Like, that's the only way. And we're gonna torture you emotionally with this fucking tree man and this tree baby. That's the only way that they can make Guardians of the Galaxy a thing. Because I could have bought all those motherfuckers, and I could have eBayed them to all these fucking idiots who love this fucking movie the week that it was so popular, but I didn't. I didn't buy it back then because it was an open fucking market, and I spent $5 or $10 to buy 2 issues of X-Men so I could look at fucking awesome shit Jim Lee was drawing back in the 90s. That's what I did because it was an open market. But now, no. Now they just tell you. They just tell you every fucking week what it is. It's fucking Winter Soldier or whatever. Like,
it's the real trick to it is with this monopoly they fucking have is that they can fucking dull the culture down and make it cookie cutter, and they can build in simultaneously what you're supposed to like about it. They can build the applause button in without you fucking having to see the word applause, and they can build in the part that you're supposed to go then and go to culture review blogs and show how pious you are because you detected the problematic piece of this art you liked. It fulfills the role of liberal guilt.
Yep.
And that's why shit like The Punisher appeals to conservatives, and they produce that for the conservative end of it, because conservatives have eschewed all senses of guilt. They have defiance built into their coding, and it is pumped up.
Frank Castle all day.
That's the thing, because it's a man who, like, ostensibly, Frank Castle is against everything they fucking stand for. He's against the U.S. Army. He's against the fucking police. He fucking.
But he gives them that excuse for guilt.
Well, he doesn't have any guilt. He's not guilty. He's not coded as feeling guilty about it. He's feeling righteous. He feels the vigilante justice is his to fucking dictate. He is the master of his world, and that's how conservatism operates. They have birthright absolutions. They don't have guilt. That's liberal fucking Protestant bullshit. Let them have guilt. I have strength, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem with all this shit, and that's what's coded in. And honestly, you couldn't have made a Punisher like they did recently. The Punisher, if you remember, like in the 90s when they would show him on like a kids cartoon, he was dumbed down and like he wasn't stupid. He was still coded as a badass, but he was highly ineffectual.
Yeah.
He could not be competent until now because the culture has shifted, and there's that fucking sanguine purified strain where this is what I eat to feel guilty, and then there's that fucking mortifying strain that is this is what I eat to feel powerful.
I gotta say, out of all the stuff that was kind of like spin-off, kind of like we're not sure about this, they kicked out a lot of sort of Hell's Kitchen universe shit on Netflix, and man, fucking D'Onofrio played the shit out of some fucking Kingpin. I don't even remember if it was on Punisher or if it was on Daredevil or what it was on. It could have been on the fucking one with what's her face, with the tall girl, for all I fucking know. But Vincent D'Onofrio played the motherfucking shit out of some Kingpin. If you love some D'Onofrio, if you've been a fan of D'Onofrio ever since the fucking evil stare in the Kubrick movie, just watch the parts where he's fucking Kingpin. It's dope. It fucking rules.
Yeah.
Can't tell you which one it is. Don't remember. But it was
know.
good.
I don't watch any of that shit. I've never on.
It was Daredevil.
Yeah. He fucking destroyed that role, and it's such a shame that it exists as a part of one of their least successful and yet also least terrible ventures that just sort of sat out there. It's because it's not an open market. It's because it's not an open market.
That was like the rare series of that was actually good too.
Fucking
I remember that.
Fucking British asshole was the villain in the fucking Tall Girl show. I used to know
Jessica
names
Jones.
Yes. Yes. Fucking British asshole played Doctor Who for a couple seasons. He was fucking great as the villain.
Yeah, that was.
Shit. Wait, hold on. Which British asshole that played Doctor Who? Is it the old series?
Tennant.
The fucking prick.
Okay. I was going to make a joke, but thank you for correcting me. I was going to start making fun of each one of them, but now that's okay.
You could have.
Yeah, I could. I was, that's all right, guys. No, that's okay. Keep going.
He got amped for a bit. He was like, whoa.
Yeah.
No, those were out of all
right.
the comic book shit that got cranked out. I would come and go from those. My old job, like I'd get home at like 4 and 5 in the morning sometimes, and I'd just fucking binge Netflix and play video games. And I would look through those like, oh, they made all the comic books into movies, and kind of go in making fun of it like it was the MCU movies. but god damn it, he was a good villain in that shit. D'Onofrio was incredible as Kingpin, and yet completely overlooked, canceled as fuck, just wiped off the board.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not
know.
an open market. It's
I
not
don't-
an open market anymore.
I don't watch that shit, man. I'll be honest with you. I only know these characters because of like '90s references. I don't actually know shit.
Really,
about
I really like that. I really like that Joker.
which Joker.
The one
Is-
before, not he was
Is that
in
the-
Gotham. He was in Gotham, the Gotham movie, in the Gotham show.
Oh, yeah, okay. This thing
like
was
that
cheesy
Joker.
as this thing
Yeah,
was
yeah.
cheesy as fuck, but it had some interesting
It did. It
reimaginations of the
did.
villains.
It did. I mean, it just got bogged down with itself.
Oh yes.
Who the fuck was that?
Oh,
I don't know.
that ginger kid from fucking what's the show?
From Glee.
It's like a trailer park.
Yeah. You were about to say it was like Trailer Park Boys. It's like Trailer Park Boys, but they sing.
I don't know.
Glee, yeah.
I'm not an aficionado of white culture, sir.
Unable to
I don't know. I'm outside looking
My
in.
coworkers call that
I'm outside.
WPS. That's
That
white
was
people
pretty.
shit.
That was pretty on point, man. A couple seasons deep, there was some interesting stuff going on, and that was pretty on point comparison, actually.
I don't know. I mean, hey, I see you guys living out here rough sometimes, man. I mean, liberation would help everybody here.
if you view the Joker as an institution, the characters in Gotham were proto Jokers. They were actually the founding fathers of Jokerism. They were not Jokers themselves.
Jokerism.
I want that corrected. I want the record corrected. 'Cause obviously the supreme form of the Joker is the
Not the supreme form. I'm just mentioning that, like, it's one of those things that's like, yeah, you could have did more with that, like.
I mean, the supreme form of the Joker is Caesar.
Right?
The supreme form of the Joker is Caesar Romero with white grease paint
Wrong.
over his obvious mustache that he won't shave
Oh,
off. I mean, that's
Jack
just
Nicholson.
the facts.
No,
Well, I don't know. Yeah, the Jack is
wrong.
good. Yeah.
But I mean, of
Wrong.
course, now we have the new one, so we have to go with the new one.
It is clearly the Joker that was on that fucking Scooby-Doo mystery episode where they had the crossover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, clearly the ultimate in Jokerification.
I'm going with the cartoon one where they put
Mark
Batman in
Hamill.
high school,
Mark Hamill,
and
my
then they
dude.
clearly coded the Joker as black.
You know what? Number 2, fair enough.
Yeah. Fair
Black
enough.
Joker.
Yeah.
You thought you couldn't
Joker.
Jokerify a black man. The black man is
No,
always
they've been trying to do that for a minute.
Yeah, he's the
That's
perversion
what
of the
that.
minstrel.
That's what
They went hard in that cartoon.
That's
show.
what that, like, all black, all with the dreads and
Yeah.
real skinny and gothy with the voodoo shits. Yeah, that's where that came from.
No, the
was
best
just
black
trying to be
Joker. Hold
Joker.
on, there already is a black Joker. You look up like the Black Hammer Collective, and there's this guy who dresses up in Joker makeup and rants about how awful Anne Frank was. This is a real thing. I'm not joking. His entire thing is to, like, patrol in front of goons that are behind him with Joker makeup and rant about Anne Frank. That's the best Joker.
Okay, on it. Looking now.
No,
Yeah, I
I've
gotta-
shown
I
this
gotta
to
see
you
this.
before, Dan.
no, don't look it up. I want to believe that he made that up.
No, no, looking it up. Where is he?
No. No, come on, that's not real. That's from another
That would
timeline.
be the Hotep Joker, and that's amazing.
Joker.
The Jotep.
Oh man, can you picture one of the fucking white Jokers talking like that? Like, back in Africa, we were kings. That would have been Leto's Joker. That's what Leto's Joker should have been. He should have been
Yeah.
a white Hotep.
That was too much for movies, right?
That they fucking robbed Leto.
He kept doing all these pranks on set where he was telling us all about Yakub and all this stuff. We thought it was a prank.
He
He was known for his pranks.
He was known for his pranks. Like, he kept throwing loads at us. That was the only acceptable white thing in the world. He kept calling Margot Robbie a Yakubian whore, and he couldn't stop it being her. A Yakubian temptress. Back in Gotham, we were kings. Oh, that's it. That's fucking amazing. God, if you have that picture, you have to send that to me again so I can blow it up and make it a poster.
Yeah. Mm.
I will work to find it. I'm looking for it now. It's gonna take me a minute to fucking find this.
It's a fair criticism of us on one hand. It's a fair criticism of us to say that we think about Hotep shit too much. But on the other hand,
okay, hold on.
On the other hand,
pushing back
in our defense, the week that the character Andrew Quotep debuted on this very show, it was only a couple days later that Andrew Cuomo himself tried to pivot to using his ethnic status as a defense against these terrible.
I will not hear that the rest. You can speak for yourself on this. If you think you talk about being a Hotep too much, because
I'm just saying we're ahead of our time on that.
We really don't go into it enough. Especially me. They're making me look bad.
Yeah, we're proud. We are proud.
Found it. It's in group chat.
Oh yes, we are proud practitioners.
Hold on, let me take a peek.
Of black nationalism as it pertains to Yakubian lore.
I wasn't ready.
Oh my fucking
I wasn't ready to
God.
see it. I'm sorry.
My fucking God, why did I put that in my eyeballs?
That's fucking amazing. Oh man, he's literally doing the Joker.
Oh, dude, one of their first posts on their Twitter page is "fuck Angela Davis." It's oh my God, what the fuck? Holy shit!
Send it to me, man.
It's in group chat.
Yeah, it's in group chat.
Holy fuck!
It's in the production chat. Shanon.
Oh, okay. This has got to be
Oh,
brace yourself.
Yeah, this is amazing. This guy fucking wins.
Wait, everybody, these are the tankies that you're arguing with online? Just look up, 1 second, I'll tell you the Twitter handle here in just a second. It's, at Black Hammer Chicago. Or sorry, at BLKHMMR Times.
Like, Hammer Times, but you know.
I've been proven wrong. I was theorizing that all the tankies were white. Okay, you know what though? I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking up a collective call for Black Power. A true call for Black Power must at its core be a call for sovereignty. We cannot discover what our collective interests are. We are governed by a hostile state.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough, actually. A call for Black Power is a call for the freedom of self-determination. To do that, a governing body must be made for us and by us.
Sounds right.
My dude is really here in whiteface.
No, dude, but it's like any other
full fucking whiteface.
I showed up
around like the Joker.
Yeah.
Bruh, you high. The fuck is you want? You need some angel dust.
Meth.
Listen, I'm telling you.
For whites anymore.
They're just sucking that purple gas out of the Joker's fucking boutonniere. Just fucking that shit.
Do you think that was just like? Do you think that was just like concentrated THC and then fucking amphetamines? That's how he killed Joker gas.
You watched too much Joker and you were on some speed or some shit.
I'm pretty sure that if you inhaled whatever the Burgess Meredith penguin from the old show, I'm pretty sure if you inhaled whatever came out of his umbrella, you were going to wake up in an uncomfortable place. Like,
you're not a white boy. What are you doing?
Wendy. When I'm trying to masturbate to anime porn and complain about the SJW.
He does pull that slight bit of gayness in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Flamboyant.
Yeah. He's like straddling a pole. Like, what the fuck is you?
It's representing the power of his penis.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't need to see that.
Yeah,
the purple suit,
Dang, yeah. These are the Jokers. Yeah, no wonder they don't like the left.
How long has he rocked the purple suit?
The Joker?
In my mind, it's always the purple suit, but I bet there was like a shitty proto version of him that was just dressed like a fucking, like a clown or whatever.
I don't remember.
I don't know. Let's see here. That's him in black and white. That's clearly a brown coat with clown makeup.
Every time I've seen him was in purple.
Yeah.
The thing about the only fun Joker fact that I have is that the comic where he finally kills Robin, like the plot line involves him like being given
Yeah, there it is.
being given safe haven by Ayatollah Khomeini.
Yeah.
Like that's like a whole
What
subplot.
the fuck?
I'm
Yeah.
not joking. That's like one of the most famous like Joker comics ever, and it involves him like going to Iran and like being given like political safety for by the Ayatollah.
You're talking about A Death in the Family, right? Where he kills Jason
Yeah.
Todd with the fucking crowbar?
Yeah.
Yeah. That fucking rocks.
Yeah, no, that involves him going to fucking Iran.
Of
That's
course.
like that's like an anti-Iranian like piece of propaganda, and also just like happens to be like one of the most famous Batman comics.
Well, this is fucking incredible. This picture of him in the old clown suit.
Oh yeah. No, check this one
It's
out
got
too.
Hey, yo, Biden falling downstairs.
Pretty soon, like people are gonna put Joker memes out, but they're just gonna be even more. You know how there's like the "We live in a society" fucking nihilism one. Just
Yeah.
wait until they fucking conservatives take over the Joker fully, and then we get this wonderful meme.
Oh Jesus.
People
Yeah.
see the president mispronounce the word orange. Everybody's fine. You point out that the next president stumbled walking up a flight of stairs, and everybody loses their minds. Just
Yeah.
wait until like they fucking ruin the Joker.
It's going that way.
Yeah.
It's going that way. Because compare the DC shit to the Marvel shit. It's going that way. I guess that's really one of the things now is when your cultural ship that you rode here, you rode to the future on your boat of culture from your young days. When it turns left or right, do you stay on it or do you get off? Can you let go of the hobbits and the elves and all your friends when you realize how fucking racist it is? Can you let go of the X-Men when you realize that there's like 4 people outside of that mansion? Like, can you let go of any of these things? Like, that's the question now, because it's all you get. Like, if you're a late capitalist servant, that's all you get. You get to watch your stories.
Yeah.
And, can you get off the boat or not? I think most people will probably know. Just whatever the Joker says to do, they're going to be like, yeah, that's it. That's edgy. That's dark. That's what the edge is. It's just whatever DC Comics says.
Yeah.
We hope you take the edge off. Right
Yeah.
here with the paywall.
Yeah.
Everybody wears ridiculous suits like me. Everybody, it's all according to plan.
Do the Joker dance.
I wear one little T-shirt that says, "How come 13% of the population commits 50% of the crimes?" And everybody loses their minds. Hard right Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for those fucking memes to exist. I may have just accidentally willed them into existence.
I mean, they kind of, you saw them approach it, but I guess
I'm sorry. I think at some point they just short circuit because they got to accept all of Joker.
Yeah. And I guess like a lot of guys down here
they can't keep it straight anymore. It's like, okay, yeah, I see it in there. It's definitely in there, and then it'll pivot right into what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And a lot of your biggest right wing guys, like in a hellhole like this down here, like a lot of your country boys, like they still keep all their fucking comic books locked up somewhere. Like they haven't actually come out as comic book fans yet, so they can't really embrace it yet.
The left wants to cancel Israel. It's all according to plan. I smash one little Keurig, and everybody loses their mind.
I just have to say, it's so sad seeing them try to interpret art, especially because it's left leaning and because
kind of left leaning.
Just seeing them try to interpret it and make sense of it is just it's a beautiful, hilarious thing to see.
A lot of the dumbest guys I know, they want to find that deep truth, and I think they can get that.
They just leave with it looks cool.
No, you can tell, especially with gamers, you can tell that they really the right wing can't interpret art because they are not fucking Noctis fucking stands. They are not just obsessed with Final Fantasy 15, and
Which, yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 is literally Square Enix's love letter to that movement.
Oh
Down
God, yes.
without missing a fucking beat. Entirely undemocratic, pro-capitalist, race warrior bullshit. Like
They drive him around so he can do all the stuff.
No, dude,
Like,
it's worse than that.
Just
Think
his
about it.
family servants, like they've lived like these generations of servitude.
Yeah.
And then they drive his spoiled ass around, cook him meals, build his campsite for him, and basically carry him through a quest.
No, dude, you fucking look at the meta picture in that game. Literally, the point is that fucking content warning, because I am just quoting what Square Enix did, but it's important you understand what they fucking did. Content warning. Let's go. That fucking game, dude, is about colored people tearing down your kingdom and spreading demons and disease all over the fucking land.
Yeah.
That you rightfully own because of your not so fucking well-coded white birth.
Yeah, with them fucking empty black suits with the fucking glowing eyes and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some fucking anime gollywog type shit. Yeah.
Literally, you are dressed like My Chemical White Supremacy. Okay. And then you gotta drive.
Is there any anime with a white supremacy sword? I feel like that would be a thing.
Anime.
Like some kind of like specialized weapon made out of supremacy. It doesn't have to be white, I guess. It could be any kind of supremacy. It could be orcs. It could be orc supremacy.
That just sounds like high fantasy again. That just sounds like high fantasy again.
Am I describing King Arthur?
It's definitely King Arthur, but it also just sounds like high fantasy. It just sounds like Tolkien again. It just sounds like Gandalf telling the story about, the goblins don't even like to see this motherfucker. Glamdring, man. Oh shit. The goblins, it just electrocutes them. They can't even look at it. It just sounds like more Tolkien type shit, where it was just obvious.
Grandpa, put away the racism.
Yeah. What I just sent you in chat is right wingers missing the fucking plot on Kill la Kill.
Oh yeah,
sounds right.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
They really don't understand, or they're like trying a double fucking troll. Like, no, see, the anarchists are the Nazis. Like, I don't think you fucking get that plot.
Yes,
you
please.
people do not understand fucking art. Like, really understanding art is a totally liberal thing because again, they look for objective situation.
Wow,
like
Kill.
I only watched 2 episodes of that thing, and it was so incredibly overt and in your face. It was like fucking. The word for fashion is fucking fascio or whatever. And it was like also for fascism because the uniforms are so fucking important. It was like the explanation was right there in the first 2 episodes. And it was like, there you go. Who could misinterpret that?
Actually,
I guess there's...
You're misinterpreting it too, because it's only because you haven't watched the whole thing. There's a reason they're gray and they're not black. The reason they're gray is that the Soviet world was gray. The fascist world was black.
Gotcha.
Saki is a hardcore fucking Maoist striking an alliance with the anarchist Ryuko, and they take down fascism together.
Okay.
Which is absolutely capitalism and the fashion world.
Yeah. It's the remade Japan.
Yeah.
It's the modern Japan that's going to go into the future. And we're going to fix everything. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the critical thing to remember. That's why the Goku uniforms are all fucking gray and gold and blue. They are not black and red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can always tell in an anime if they're trying to sexualize fascism and make fascism look attractive and cool by what color the fucking school uniforms are. The more black and red you see, more fascism it is. Fun fact, guess whose school uniform was black and red and who was rebelling against society? Goddamn Persona 5.
Oh, fuck.
Goddamn
now
Shujin Academy.
This is right what we were talking about when we first got together before we started streaming tonight, is I'm still so pissed off. I gotta fucking play that thing.
Yeah, but I can get P5 is very overt.
But I can get fucking Strikers. Because I don't have a PlayStation, I can get Strikers on the fucking computer. I might just say fuck it, play Strikers.
How new is your computer? I might be able to...
You should get it on computer, because these games on computer are better.
They can fucking hang.
How new is your fucking computer? Because we need to talk. We need to talk off fucking air, where certain people can't record this and use it in court. We need to motherfucking talk, my friend. Just so you know, I can help you. If you have a good enough computer. I can't do anything about the computer, but if you're looking for stuff.
Stuff.
Hit this white ass up.
You got that fun dip?
I got that fun dip.
Need that fun dip.
Yeah.
Got them gummy bears.
No, but you know what I do have? You know what I do actually have?
What's that?
Bunch of plugs to end the episode.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
that was a segue.
Yeah.
Plugs.
Oh, he segued.
See,
The plug with the plugs.
and it sounded
You were a
totally
segue
natural.
expert.
It totally
Plug.
wasn't Dan realizing in a minute or an hour and 29 that he had forgot to fucking cap it and put the plugs on because he got horny for Kill la Kill and Persona 5.
No, we naturally worked our way all the way back around to drugs. You know,
Yeah.
like you buy from the plug, and then we did the plugs. It was perfect.
Yeah. So,
Strong.
you know,
Drugs, what's for dinner?
if you will, I'd like to just remind you, we're gonna tip our hats here. Theme of the episode, of course, the machine is society. It's not actually a robot.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to work to fucking fix, because otherwise we're all fucked. And since we're all fucked, let's all hang out together and enjoy it. And you can follow us at Ketzern, Ketzern. If anybody figures out what that word means, I will deny it. And at True Horror 69. So you can talk to us. You can scream at us about how shitty our episodes are. We'll listen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
That's how we come. You can always, again, you can find us on facebook.com/SoTreAircast. Once you go over there, maybe follow the page, help us out. YouTube, subscribe, like and subscribe if there's anything there worth liking. There's a pretty good funny video. I made it. I passed it past the boys. We like it. It's Maga is Hurt. It's very entertaining. It's nice minute. You know, feels really good to listen to it. So maybe give us a like there, boost the page, it can help. Or twitch.tv. We just kind of have to figure out a few things about Twitch. That's the one. That's the brave new world. If you
Yeah.
will. Then otherwise, every Friday at 10:15, of course, you can join us here, and we will bother you on Twitter until you finally show up.
It's true.
110% true. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's horror. It's the true. See, that's what the true
The
horror.
truest horror.
The truest horror.
Oh yeah, that's that show that I do.
Yeah.
Super regularly.
Yep.
Yeah, those come out like all the time. There's 3 of them. The 3 of them that have come out just recently are free, and there is a 4th one coming out for those of you who have contributed to that project, and it is going super well, and it is perpetually almost done, and totally going fine.
Yeah. That's that's it. That's the show, I guess. You know, just remember we're at heart we're nerds. We think too much about this shit. We're just nerds. Right. Spoilers.
Yeah, nerds.
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 Too much is never enough.
Fucking nerds.